What is going on? Bo Leavin here. I'm going to show you how to save 10K on doing your driveway entrance with your gates and everything. Check it out. I built all this myself. We designed it all, so come on. Let me go ahead and walk you through. I'm going to show you exactly how I built this thing.
I'm going ahead and I'm measuring out for my columns right here. Nice thing is they were all 64 inches, which made it super easy, just a repetitive process over again when I was lining up the whole driveway. Yes, I am using a grinder. That did make it a lot harder, especially cutting all these that were 1/8 inch thick. I had some that were 3/8. And this one is, I think, the 3/8 thick right here. And you can see, okay, so I'm setting this up against my column right here, and I'm kind of offsetting the plate. You can see how my column itself is touching the brick, but the bottom plate is kind of offset. That's just so it's sitting flush against that brick, and I don't have that little 1 or 2 inch gap. I ordered these plates online, which made it so much easier. I had to drill some extra holes into them. And now I'm welding on all my bottom plates for all my columns, and that was just kind of a repetitive process over and over again. I'm just using my little Bosch concrete drill right there, lining that up. I bought some wedge anchors, and really, you can see I did the same thing. I've offset that bottom plate as well, so it sits flush up against that fence. Man, these wedge anchors, once you get those in there, they are stuck for good. So don't mess up, and make sure to clean out your holes really good whenever you get them down in there and tighten them up and get it all plumb. Now over here too, this is one of the main parts is I wanted to make sure everything looked symmetrical from the street too. So I went ahead and I measured down 2 inches because I'm using a 2x2 1/8 inch thick is my runners or my rails, whatever you want to call it. And you can see I'm just using these little magnets to hold this in place. Those magnets are game changer too. Like I said, I bought those at Harbor Freight for I don't know, $10 or so. And I'm just double checking my measurements right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get these things welded on, but that's really the repetitive process right there. Like, once your columns are in place, that took a lot of work from drilling the concrete and everything, making sure they're all perfectly plumb and everything square to the eye, all that. But after that, doing these runners made it go so fast, and man, it really changed the game to the look of this driveway. Now, those are our 1x2s, and so that 1x2 is for the support for these panels I'm going to do. We designed out these really cool panels and had them cut and fabricated, and so now all I have to do is just slide those panels right in, and it gives it a huge backing up underneath there with also a little 1/8 inch gap. Here's kind of see all my columns that were in place. Like I said, it was just a repetitive process over again, lining them all up, mounting them to the concrete, getting them all done and welded. So let me give you a little close up here of marking my stuff down 2 inches and going ahead and getting those rails done on that side and or the runners on that side. And you see I got my level on every single column while I'm doing it, making sure it's completely plumb, everything's square all the way around. I'm just doing some little tack welds to get those things held up there. Then I'm showing you my skills for my actual full on going and getting that welded up right there and making that look nice. What do they say? Rolling some dimes right there. Rolling some dimes. Now I went ahead and I put that, you can see that 1x2 underneath there. You can kind of see how there is a gap, which that's where my big sheets of metal will go for my decorative part. And they'll be able to slide on that front side right in there so everything looks snug and fit, and I can weld it to the back side and you won't be able to tell at all. Yeah, see how it all lines up right there perfectly across there? Gives you that little 1/8 inch gap and enough strong support for it too. And then it's just a repeat process. I just had to go through, and these angle ones were a little bit tougher, but I had to go through and kind of repeat it over and over again. I added some support right there, that 1x2 in the middle with the level that's on there. And that was a huge gap, so I had to add some extra support right there so those panels didn't flap or shake the whole time in the wind. It is pretty windy here where we live. All right, these tools I bought from Harbor Freight. These were the best tools I've ever bought. These are like a miter tool right there. It gives you a perfect 90. And so the nice part is you could line these up right here. You tighten them up, And then, man, it holds it in place while you can do your tack welds. You can even pick these things up and move them around. They do not come loose. And that changed the game for me on doing any kind of 90 cut. And then I'm just making sure my gate's all square after I got it all in there. And it was pretty cool. This is the first time I've really built like a true steel gate like this, and that was so much cool. I mean, the nice thing is too, these gates they're both 5 foot tall, 6 foot wide. So I just built two of them. Just a repetitive process over again for these two. And you got to make sure, since you're doing dual gates, you got to make sure they are perfectly square and they're the exact same size. I was using a grinder, so I had to double check everything. But if they are not, and you're doing two gates beside each other, you'll be able to notice that a mile away. So these fabricators that put these gates up, and one's a little bit lower, not completely level across the top, not plumb, that drives me absolutely crazy. So yes, you can see right here, I'm putting my clamps on the top. I got my spacers in between the gate, because that's what I want, is the width opening. And then I'm tightening those things down because I want to make sure this gate is perfectly level across there on those two. So everything matches up and everything looks clean from the street. I definitely don't want somebody driving by and wondering who built that. And you can see I'm using some bricks right here. The bricks, hey, we're good. They're perfect height that I needed for this gate. So that's all I did. Just lined up some bricks across there and made sure my gate was completely plumb and level across the top. Use those clamps and those spacers to tighten it up, because the nice thing is that column right there is completely plumb too as well. And so I really didn't have to move anything around. I didn't have to kind of space it in certain places. It just went right up there and everything was perfect after that. Of course, checking the level, you got to have that. And then you can see I ordered some barrel hinges off of Amazon, and that made it so much easier because all I did was just weld those to the back once all that was clamped in place. And really, with all that being clamped in place, that's what made that so easy to weld those gates on. I mean, it went super fast, super easy. And those little barrel hinges, they can work good sometimes too. You got to watch out to make sure they don't have too much play in them. Because sometimes when you weld them on and then after, if there's a lot of weight, they'll sink a little bit. So you might, really focus on your hinges of when you're buying those for your gates. But I'm just admiring my work right here. I was so excited and so pumped up. This is like probably the hardest thing I've ever done, because I've never built dual gates before like this, especially from scratch. And so I'm so excited that you guys got to see this finished product. It was a really cool project, and we have so many more coming soon.